As you watch the Gold-Blue game on Saturday, you may see some players for WVU wearing this wristband. In fact, you may see it in Morgantown and around the state of West Virginia. It says SEIDERSTRONG on it. Now, as we talk about strength on this program, typically we're talking about physical strength. But it takes a lot more to be mentally strong. And as you're about to find out, it takes even more to be SEIDERSTRONG.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9.
This is Jaden Seider, oldest child of West Virginia University running backs coach Ja-Juan Seider and his wife, Brandi. When he isn't taking middle school classes or competing on the local sports scene, you can find him here at Mountaineer Field.
To me, West Virginia football means everything to me. I mean, they treat you like family up here.
Last summer, Jaden noticed a lump growing larger in his neck. After countless doctor visits, CAT scans, ultrasounds, a biopsy, he finally had surgery in late January and the results came back positive. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma. 2 days after his 14th birthday, he was diagnosed with cancer.
At this point, I'm emotionally wrecked. You think of your son, cancer. Nobody ever been associated with it had cancer.
We sat him down and just said, your biopsy came back and we're gonna have to figure out what kind of treatment we need to do for you. And I don't think we said cancer right away. I just said, there's something going on, buddy, and we're gonna have to see some more doctors and figure out exactly what's going on.
After spending so many of his days at Milan Puskar Stadium, Jaden would spend the next 9 weeks across the parking lot at Ruby Memorial Hospital. At the WVU Children's Hospital, Dr. Steve Paul began to put the diagnosis into perspective and outline the treatment that Jaden would need in order to rid himself of the disease that had invaded his young body.
The thing about him, he's so strong, he never let it faze him. We was sitting outside one day talking to my neighbor, and we was asking about Jaden, how he was doing. And then, we just having a conversation, and he go a kid, say, man, Dad, this thing is just a mental deal. I know I got it. I know I'm gonna beat it. It's gonna go away. Everything gonna be good.
I think it's more mental than physical, because if you think sad and stuff, you're gonna be sad. Like, I was happy the whole time.
Every Thursday, Jaden returned to the hospital to continue his fight. On the long days, he would do 2 hours of pre-hydration, 2 hours of chemotherapy, and 2 hours of post-hydration. Each step of the way, he had the doctors, the nurses, and of course, his parents.
The nurses and doctors were so amazing, and he actually looked forward to going to treatment because they babied him and gave him all the attention.
Most sad people get in hospital, they think of like sad, like boring. See, our doctors were fun, so it was a good time in there.
Soon after word of his diagnosis spread, the Seider family began to hear from friends, family, and complete strangers.
It was overwhelming. We never anticipated to have the response that we received.
Oh, it was awesome, especially the one I got from the military. It was like a long paper, it's like a couple paragraphs. They sent me a little military medal. It's a little green one.
Hang in there, Jaden. God is with you, and so is the entire Mountaineer Nation.
What made me proud to be a Mountaineer? You always know you're going to have 60,000, 70,000 strong following on the game day. Now it's good to know you have them when football season's not around.
The support at WVU football practice never wavered. Jaden would wrap up his treatment on Thursday afternoon and head straight across the parking lot to watch his dad coach. It was a safe haven, a return to normalcy, a conversation about the latest basketball shoes or the newest video games. There was never talk of what had just transpired in the hospital room.
Just seeing him around, he's just a positive kid. He never has his head down, and just coming into the stadium and seeing him smile, if you're having a bad day, you're just like, what am I pouting for? He has cancer and he's still being positive, so it kind of brightens up your day.
It's just like a responsibility that he has like 140 big brothers now since he's part of the team too.
We're there for him, just like he's there at every practice and at every moment with us. We wanted to be there for him.
Jaden's big brothers have adopted a saying, one that's been plastered on t-shirts and wristbands around the facilities these days: SEIDERSTRONG. Now, Ja-Juan came up with the saying years ago, but now it has taken on a whole new meaning.
Right now, it means everything to me, because everywhere you go, you see someone with a bracelet or a t-shirt. Like, I remember when I first got the bracelets, We had like 700. We have like 5 left.
Most of the proceeds from the shirts are going to benefit WVU Children's Hospital. But we also want to help those families who travel 3 to 4 hours sometimes to come and get treatment. Basically, we just want to be there to say, hey, we understand, we're here for you.
Last week, Jaden had his last round of chemotherapy. After 9 weeks away from basketball and football, 9 weeks of bowling left-handed to avoid the pick line that pierced his right arm, this active teenager was finally ready to get back to the life that he remembered before the pills, before the steroids, before the changes that intruded on his life.
I made something. As long as I beat squirts, all matters.
The proudest moment for me was being able to go in the front yard and throw with my son again. You know, something that we always do. Haven't been able to do it for 9 weeks. You know, to me, you think about, you take for granted the little things you get to do. That was the biggest joy for me, man, to go out in front of the yard and just throw the football.
Jaden returned to the hospital this past week. He was flanked by his family and his friends to find out the results of his latest scan. The tumor is still there, but it has significantly decreased in size, and Dr. Paul is confident that given time, it will continue to decrease until it ceases to exist. Ja-Juan and Brandi maintain that same positive outlook that their son helped instill in them back in January.
We're confident in the treatment and in their opinion, and we trust that they're doing the best that they can. And if we have to go back, and it's just another hurdle along the journey.
Jaden goes in for a follow-up scan in 3 months. Until then, he's back to being Jaden. He's back to being the kid his parents have seen mature well beyond his 14 years.
I would definitely say he is inspirational. He's brave, he's courageous, but he's a fighter.
The strongest little kid that I know personally, that I may ever know. You know, just watching him grow up over these 14 years, you know, it's been a joy. It's my baby.